Now, the UN Security Council is due to meet later today to discuss sexual violence in conflict zones. Ahead of that meeting, the Secretary General has released a report. Sexual violence was included as a tactic of war in countries including Afghanistan, the Central African Republic, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Israel, as well as the state of Palestine. For more on this story, we can bring in Celine Bardet, lawyer and founder of the NGO We Are Not Weapons of War. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us here on France 24. If you could just talk us through how prevalent sexual violence is as a weapon of war.
Well, I think it's, one of the problems is that we don't have any global study on the scope of conflict-related sexual violence, and we do need it, and we have been asking my NGO to conduct this study, so we need resources for that. But it's very prevalent, and we see with this new report that it's, becoming more and more and, almost systematic in every conflict today.
And what are you expecting to come out of this meeting at the UN Security Council?
Well, I think that now conflict-related sexual violence is high on the topic of the UN. So we do expect from the Security Council, for example, to put more element of sexual violence in sanctions, because this is something that they can do. And we need really to find answers, because it's more and more prevalent, and we need to find really solution to stop this, because it's used by states, by militia, by terrorist group, by armed group. IT this year is added on the report. So it shows how much, it is extremely systematic tool used by lots of different factions.
So different factions are using it. You mentioned there how Haiti has been added to the list. Firstly, how do you go about investigating such crimes, which I assume involve men too, as well as minors?
Yeah, exactly. Of course, it involves men. Let's not forget about that. It involves minors. It's also, we see sexual violence on migration routes. You were talking about that in your previous reportage, and we need to document it, and that's very important, and we need to act very quickly. So we are trying to set up a system, a model in my NGO, so we can intervene very quickly, and we need more, justice on that. But beside all of that, we need to hear the voice of survivor and provide them with the, response they need in terms of medical, psychological support. Because let's not forget, for example, for girls also, that it has trauma, long trauma, it impacts on communities, so it has huge effects, long effects, and this is why this is so important to work on that, and really to work on it. Stop talking about it. We need to do something.
Celine Bardet, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us on the program today.